The giant poof of her natural ebony afro floated around her head like a force field. "Yes?" Ellen sauntered into Keisha's brightly lit office, her red uniform mixing in perfectly with the eclectic vibe in vibrant colors. "And I'm totally holding the cake hostage until you agree to weave your interior decorating magic on my place before you leave for the big city." "Is it lava cake?" Keisha lifted her head and tried to read the small print on the side of the white box. Only the most delicious comfort food could make up for dealing with Gabe, "I'm richer than Bruce Wayne" Campos any better. The man was a fucking silver-tongued, muscle-bound menace. Ellen winked. "Oh yeah, baby." Keisha sat up like someone had waved the green flag at the Talladega racetrack. "It's a deal." "Wow, you didn't even put up a fight." Ellen sat down in the teal guest chair and unpacked 2 personal-sized cakes of chocolate goodness, plastic forks, and napkins. "You do remember what my place looks like? The fake wood paneling, the Virginia Hokies wallpaper in the bathroom, the lime green kitchen? Yes, yes, and yes." Keisha sank her fork into the cake, and a river of gooey chocolate spilled out. "But I just hung up with Mr. Ego the size of his bank account." "Again? What is his deal? With all the money he's got, why would he be interested in a small business like Jacobs Fine Furnishings? No offense." "None taken." Keisha set around a bite of lava cake. The moist cake on her tongue gave way to the decadent chocolate sauce hidden inside the bite, and her eyes almost rolled back in her head from the pleasure. "He gave some sort of cock and bull story about how he's a big Jacobs Fine Furnishings collector and has always wanted to be a part of the craft, so he figured buying the company was a way to do that." The explanation had set off her bullshit meter faster than a Ferrari with nitro in the tank. "Why not say yes to all that money?" Ellen asked. "Because there's no way I'm going to be responsible for my dad having a second stroke. Once was enough. If the disaster of my broken engagement caused the stroke, what do you think selling Jacobs Fine Furnishings would do to his heart? We can't even get him to take a 2-week vacation, let alone sell the place. It took 4 months for him to agree to let my cousin Tyrell train to be his replacement. And that only happened because the doctor said he'd have another stroke within 6 months if he didn't get his stress level down." Her dad had started the company in his parents' barn and had a knee-jerk aversion to anyone whose last name wasn't Jacobs running the family business. Any deal to sell was destined to fail, no matter how much money Gabe offered. "I could never work with my mom." Ellen shook her head. "We'd kill each other within a week." "Well, I won't be working with Dad for much longer. Once I get the official job offer from Epson and Callahan Interior Design in Harbor City, I'm out of here. And this whole place becomes Terrell's problem." Finally, her new life was about to start. She'd worked her ass off to pay her dues as an interior designer, and the idea of being single and free in the big city made her stomach fizzy with excitement. She loved her family, but at 26, it was past time she handed over the sash for being Miss Responsible for everyone else. "So, when are you going to tell your dad?" "Not until I have to. He's always had this dream of me taking over the family business. But I have other ideas." "Gotta love it when a plan comes together." Ellen toasted her with a fork full of chocolate lava cake. Unable to dissolve the nugget of worry that hung around her like a curse, Keisha shrugged. "Yeah, as long as it really does." "Have faith. You may not always get what you want, but you do get what you need." Keisha halted her fork halfway to her mouth. In their 20-year friendship, Ellen had managed to mess up the words to almost every song they'd ever sang into their hairbrushes. Are there any song lyrics you don't butcher? Only the words to every sad sack country song out there about a man who loses a dog.